Hello, everybody, to an Eredivisie show. I'm Michael Statham. I'm joined by Abdul, and we're going to talk about the weekend's games from match week 6 in the Dutch League. Usually, we do this as an audio-only show, but today we wanted to do it over on YouTube just to mix it up a little bit. We know you guys like to have it on a range of different platforms. Also, we're just reacting now to the finished game between AZ and Feyenoord. It was also PSV Ajax this weekend on Super Sunday in the Eredivisie. Lots of other games besides that. I decided to go with a Go Ahead Eagles shirt despite all of the big games today between the top 4 teams. But here we are. We're here to talk about the league, and we haven't done this in a little while on the YouTube channel, so it'd be nice to do it over here. But we do have a weekly show anyway that's out on the likes of Spotify, SoundCloud, and many other places. It's out live right now, but we can't imagine people are listening to us live. They'll be watching it back once this is out on our platforms. Abdul, did you enjoy this weekend's games, and which game really took your eye?
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. I watched PSV Feyenoord, of course, and then I watched PSV Ajax, and then AZ Feyenoord. I enjoyed watching both matches. I enjoyed watching tons of goals. We're talking about 10 goals in 2 matches, with so many chances as well. Both matches were really exciting.
Yeah, and 7 of the 9 games this weekend had a late goal from the 85th minute onwards. So lots of late drama as well. Plenty of goals. Can't wait to talk about each of the games. I'm going to flash up the Eredivisie table before we talk about each individual games. People can get stuck in and see it on screen as well. Another reason why we're doing this on YouTube today. A couple of visuals as well. Final lead the way after 6 games. 5 wins and 1 draw. Of course, you've got the usual names near the top. FC Groningen, we'll talk about in this show, have got 12 points in their opening 6 games and a bit of a surprise team at the top. Everyone's favourite bandwagon team, NEC Nijmegen, lost again this weekend with another open game. Go Ahead Eagles, like they're recovering now with a win this weekend. And down the bottom, Heracles Almelo losing 6 games out of 6. We'll talk about their loss this weekend, Nat Breda. And also the promoted teams, whilst they're down the end of the table, but Excelsior did get a really important win this weekend. Shall we start with the game that's just finished in Abdul? AZ Alkmaar 3, Feyenoord 3. Really entertaining one. And a last-minute penalty equaliser for Max Meerdink. The Dutch striker proving again that with another start given to him, that he can come up with the goods. Dahl as well, the left winger that's been getting a lot of games so far this season, curls in a beautiful opening goal. Yes. He also turned down, is it Curacao national team, so that he has a chance of playing for the Dutch national team in his career. So lots of exciting Dutch players play for us at Alkmaar. We've talked about some of them before, but again, goals to those guys today. Case Smith got another game, some quality on show. And a really nice game between 2 teams that want to do well this season. I think AZ could be one of the surprise teams in that top 4. And Feyenoord, at the moment, look like the favourites to have a really good season in the Eredivisie.
Yeah, I think Feyenoord and AZ are the most completed teams in the league this season. They both have the quality. They have many good players. They are completed in all aspects. The coaching staff is also doing well with the team. I was criticizing Martin in the beginning of the season, but I think the team is getting better and better with him. Dahl goal was amazing, but I think the highlight of the week was the goal of Haj Musa. It was a really nice goal, one of the best, really. 3-3, and both teams keep their hopes alive for competing. Nothing changed in the table since both matches ended with a draw, so it stays the way it was before the 2 matches.
Let's talk about Haj Musa. He's really looking like the best winger in the Eredivisie. Perisic is a fantastic player for PSV, but like an out-and-out winger for skills, tricks, entertainment, a player you want to watch play. Haj Musa is excelling this season. I think that was his 3rd goal of the campaign. But looking really, really good from the right side. Sometimes he has like a dreadful touch or like puts the ball into the stands. but other times he is magical, and I think he'll make a big difference final this season.
Yes, I think he's a very crucial player. When Feyenoord sold Sinistera and then they sold Pejao, I was worried that there is no player that can finish a match by himself. But now they have Haj Musa. I think he can do the job, and he was very dangerous. His goal says it all. He was dynamic the entire match, actually dangerous the entire match. So yes, I totally agree.
As thoughts for finals in general, I mean, they nearly got 6 wins out of 6 today, but were pegged back late on. Still looking like a good start for them after their Champions League disappointment, getting knocked down to the Europa League. But they look like the team that are the most complete. They are keeping clean sheets. Until today, they had something like, was it 3 or 5 shots on target faced in the first 5 games? That's a really good record. Very tight defensively. They're obviously playing a kind of like a new look back four. I mean, Watanabe and Amatsovic are a new partnership. They're both players being new. They look a lot more defensively secure than PSV and Ajax, and I wouldn't put that down to the personnel, because Ajax, for me, actually have some good centre backs, but it's the way that the teams are playing at the moment. PSV are very open and have lots of individual errors, but Feyenoord look more assured.
Yes, Feyenoord play balanced football. I've been saying that since the beginning of the season. They showed this balanced football in all matches except for that match, maybe against Fenerbahce. But other than that, all the matches, they showed strength, they showed character, and they were very balanced. So Feyenoord and AZ, again, could be the best teams so far in the Eredivisie. I wish them the best, of course, in Europe. They will have their European campaigns starting soon.
Yeah, the first games are coming up for both sides in Europe. I mean, Feyenoord have got Braga away in the Europa League on Wednesday. And then AZ will be the week after, having Larnaca away from home. AZ Feyenoord should do well in their European group stages. Other teams have their first European games this week. Go Ahead Eagles and Utrecht as well, both at home. The other big game of the weekend saw PSV and Ajax meeting, and a 2-2 draw. Another draw with the team two of the top 4 sides this weekend, but gave us lots of entertainment and showed us that the top 4 are quite close together in terms of quality and where they're going to be this season. What did you learn from this game, Abdul? For me, I saw some good football from Ajax.
Yeah, I liked the most the open play they both had. The match was widely open. Both had many chances. Maybe PSV was relatively better, but Ajax had their moments. They also were very dangerous in many times of the match. The only thing made me worried a bit was their bad defending. You know, they make so many individual mistakes, both of them. But attacking wise, they had so many chances. They both scored 2 goals. This match could have ended in any way. You know, any team could have ended and won this match, actually. But after all, it ended 2-2. It was a very enjoyable match. Both teams had many chances.
And it was a late equaliser for Ajax in the end. Oscar Gluck got it. Nice touches in around the box and a beautiful finish. Like the final goals today, a couple of them were like nice team moves and lots of nice interplay, what you expect to see in the Dutch Eredivisie. Gluck has to start more games at Ajax, isn't he?
Yes. I think his goal was very nice, very good individual skills. Maybe I don't know if he's going to be a starter next match for Ajax. But again, you know, I don't think any of the teams is happy with the result. Maybe it's better for Ajax since they drew away, but still they were worried to be behind Feyenoord. They are lucky that Feyenoord and AZ also equalized, so everything stays the way it was. That's all I can say about the match. It was a very interesting match indeed, and very, very good chances. I'm kind of worried about Sebari. He keeps wasting chances in front of open goals. He did that twice against San Gilloise, and he did that once also today against Ajax. Although he scored the first goal, that should have given him more confidence. But what can I say? I just wish him the best next match.
Yeah, Sabari didn't have a good game, did he, in midweek? To be honest, PSV and Ajax in general weren't fantastic in the Champions League. Ajax actually were okay at home to Inter, but it just showed the difference in levels we're talking here between last season's Champions League finalist and like Ajax returning to Champions League after a little time out with Johnny Heitinger as a manager. I wonder how fans feel about Heitinger now. I mean, we have a YouTube comment section. Maybe people can let us know down below as to where their thoughts are now with Ajax and Heitinger. A lot of people were really on his back. But after a game like today, like, does that show promise? Like, Ajax didn't lose. They weren't second best. It was actually quite an even game, playing away from home. PSV were definitely more disappointed today. Saibari did play better, but did miss chances, like you say. Yeah, just quite a nice game. But again, you're looking at these two teams thinking, was that because both sides are struggling at the moment? But both were disappointing midweek, especially PSV. Like the amount of chances they could have scored against Union Saint-Gilloise, fair enough. But they were just so leaky. And we know Peter Bosch's sides are attacking, but something has to be tweaked here. You've got individual mistakes costing them points here. Flamingo, Saladin today. Yeah, it's not good enough for a team that's got to be competing and winning as many games as possible.
Yes, unfortunately, this is happening with PSV since Boss took the job. So many individual mistakes. Attackingly, he's doing great. The team is scoring many goals and getting chances, but unfortunately, the defense is not really that good. Although the individuals are good, if you check the names, they are really good, but they don't defend well as a team, and that could be because of the system. Maybe I just hope that. Boss fixes that for the next match. About Ajax, I think, for me as a fan of Dutch football, I think I am happy with Heitinger. He gave the team character. He made the team look stronger with the same players that used to lose under Van Schip 5-0 or 6-0. Still, most of the names are still here, the team is doing okay. And even the match against Inter Milan is a lot stronger. We know that. But Ajax could actually have something in this match. 2-0, and the match was pretty much closed, So I think Ajax can do well the next matches under Heitinger.
Okay, well, let's find out. And hopefully we're right that there's a bit of an uptick in form in Europe as well as the Eredivisie for Dutch clubs. Lars is watching. Hi, Lars.
Yo.
We know people want to watching this one live, but if they do get involved on YouTube in the comments down below, let us know if you're enjoying these Eredivisie shows, because we have made them a weekly thing so far this season. I said it already, I'll say it again. They are over on Spotify. As of this season, we've now got podcasts on over there. We just thought we'd go straight away live on YouTube today for this one, and see if it was an engagement as well over on YouTube, because we know that it's been a lot of people listening over on the audio only platforms. Should we go to Twente next, Abdul? Because for me, that was one of the surprise results of the weekend. It was the game on Friday. Sparta Rotterdam 1, FC Twente 5. Twente looked like a new team. So many players that were really underperforming under Joseph Oosting just looked like they had a boost of confidence and were suddenly playing a lot better in an attacking sense. I don't think the defeat was necessarily down to Sparta being terrible or anything like that. But there were a couple of areas that led to space for Twente that led to goals. But generally, players that just are playing more attacking, quicker football, better on the break. John van der Brom is the new manager, and he was great around a decade ago, getting Arsene Alkmaar to be playing some really good football in the Eredivisie. He's never been able to take a job in the traditional top three. So I think this was that best job available, if that makes sense to him. And he's back in the Netherlands, and he did have a stint with Vitesse. He's had a little stint with Utrecht, but now he's with Twente. And I think this will be hopefully a match made in heaven and gets the club singing again and gets fans happy. Because I think this is a team that we know that the player quality is lower this season. There might be less goals there, but there is potential. I do like players like Christian Linson. His goal was fantastic on Friday. They have got some quality, and I think because some of it's young quality as well, they can get it going. They've got the experience of Piazza. Ayosata has arrived from Norway, and he looks like a tricky winger. Yeah, this looked like a start of a turnaround.
Yeah. Well, Van den Brom, obviously, he had his touch on the team from the beginning because it's the same players, but with attacking football. He just changed the system. Yeah, that paid it off. I mean, 5-0 is a very big result against Sparta Rotterdam, which actually was doing very well this season. So I did not expect the match to end 5-1. I was thinking maybe with a new coach, FC Twente can play better and maybe win or draw, but I did not expect 5-1 really. I hope this is a good start for the team to fix their position in the table because they were like at the bottom of the table. So yeah, we will see how this is going to go.
Another game this weekend that I watched was Fortuna Sittard 1, FC Utrecht 0. Disappointing for Utrecht to lose again. They've got a nice game in the Europa League on Thursday. I think we'll see something of a return to form for them in that game. Not saying necessarily they'll win that match, but they looked a little bit flat again in their loss to Fortuna. They looked flat as well in their previous defeat. But I do think they're a little bit unlucky not to score. And Matthijs Brandenhorst made some really good saves for Fortuna. But Utrecht were getting some openings. El Karouani, a lot of the play went through him again. Allaire had a chance. I think they were just a bit unlucky. But another defeat for them.
Yeah, Ronnie Ans said that actually in his interview, saying that if this chance or that chance went in, we could have won, or the course of the match could have changed. The team wasn't lucky. To be honest, I'm a little disappointed with the team. They do have the quality to have better results than 3 wins and 3 losses, And I'm concerned about them now since they will be playing in Europe this week, only a few days from now. So it's the first appearance after a long time. I really hope the team performs better. I really hope they fix their mistakes. And of course it's a good win for Fortuna. And Ihataren again scores, proving that he is really doing better and better this season. Yes.
Yeah, good for him. But Danny Bowles did a good job though with Fortuna. Some suggesting that if he had a job with a team in like the sub-top, maybe even the top 3 of the Eredivisie, what could he do? Could he actually achieve something really special? He does certainly get the best out of the players he has. There's not a lot of quality in that Fortuna side, but looking like a team that may even finish in the top half this season. Just really well drilled, really well coached. As for Utrecht, I think they really struggle against teams that sit in low blocks. Fortuna sat in for long periods of the game after they got the first goal in the first half. That's something new for them this season. Before that, there was always some space for them on the counter-attack. But now teams are realising that they are a good team and they are, sitting in low blocks.
Yeah, you're right.
I watched those 4 games this weekend. Did you watch any of the others, Abdul? But I did watch the highlights of some on Saturday.
Unfortunately, no. I was really interested in watching Utrecht highlights, but I could not find it yet. It's not uploaded yet, so I will wait for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was invited to a nice conversation as to where you can watch the games. People listen and watch this podcast from all around the world. We love hearing about where you're from. And another latest Netherlands podcast, we had people saying they were listening from all sorts of corners of the world, not just English-speaking countries. Countries such as your own, Abdul, from Kuwait. You've got people that are listening from one from Kazakhstan. All sorts of places, right? It's great.
Kazakhstan, Indonesia, so many countries. Yeah.
And people might go, where can I watch it around the world? And maybe you already have those places that you do. But certainly in the UK, there are a couple of places now, not just the one. There's Triller TV, which you can get like a subscription to. It's not bad a price to pay every month for the 4 live games and the weekly highlights. I think there's a couple every week on Premier Sports as well. That's the same for Ireland. In the US, it's still ESPN, I think, for them to watch games over there. But yeah, if there's any questions, I'm always happy to answer them. It's not hard to find where you can watch them around the world.
Well, in the Middle East and North Africa, they can watch them in Dubai Sports Channel. They broadcast 4 to 5 matches a week, actually.
Yeah, it's they choose 4 games to televise. You're lucky that you get a 5th one. They get that full coverage, if you like. Usually the big teams, but still, to get a nice selection of games and you get to watch each team eventually. Shall we move on to another game? There's plenty more to talk about today. I wonder whether we start with the 2 teams that met on Saturday that were newly promoted. FC Volendam 1, Excelsior 2. I think Excelsior have looked the best promoted team so far this season. They look the most equipped to play at the Eredivisie. They are, away from home, getting a win was great. They were pushing for it late on. They've looked quite good at home, quite solid, beating Twente at home already, for example, and running, was it Feyenoord pretty close already this season. They have got some goals in the side, and just a really, really nice result for them to win at Volendam, and kind of felt like they got one over another promoted team, especially away from home, and looking like they might be all right this season.
Yeah, Excelsior are 14th now. They put Volendam in the relegation zone with this defeat. It's a very important win for them. This will boost their chances to stay in the Eredivisie this season. It is a very important win for them indeed, yes.
Another game from Saturday was FC Groningen 2, Telstar 0. Promoted team Telstar. They've had some real mixed bag of results so far, where they, turned to PSV and are amazing in a 2-0 win. They lose to Ajax, but look quite good and make lots of chances. Looked okay in a couple of others too. Also looked quite flat in a couple of others. No goals for them away at Groningen, and it just felt like, this is more a Telstar we kind of expected,
Yeah. Yes, we knew that the team doesn't really have any special talents. They play good as a group. They play with good fighting spirits. That's why they lose in a very difficult way. 2-0 isn't really a bad result. We were expecting in the beginning of the season to see Telstar losing 5 or 6-0, but so far they are playing well. Although they are at the bottom of the table, but if they continue playing like this, they could survive, actually.
Meanwhile, Groningen have gone 4th with a win over Telstar. 12 points from 6 games is very good. When they lost away at AZ Alkmaar right at the beginning of the season, thought this could be a bit of a long season for them. But they've looked very different since, especially with a few of the new signings they've made. DC Janssen and Timon Blocks are making a very good young centre-back partnership, which we talked about on, I think it was our last show. I mentioned about how young they were, but playing so well together. Yunus Taha has now come alive, another player that's come from Twente, and just some confidence, shows that how good he is and why he should play towards the top end of the league. Yes. Nice to see a team the size of Groningen having a good start, and hopefully it's a good season for them.
I hate saying I said so, it's not nice to say that, but in the beginning of the season, in our preview show,
you can say that. I won't be offended.
Okay, I was saying that I think Groningen will not be an easy team this season. They will have a good position in the table. So far, they are really playing well. 12 points. I don't think many people expected Groningen to have 12 points in 6 matches. So it's a very good start in the team. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we'll have to see how long it can continue for. They've got some goals, and Dick King did a good job again as a manager in the Eredivisie. We have only a few games to talk about now. Nat Breda 2, Heracles 1, if we stay on the theme of teams near the bottom end of the table. Nat getting a goal, 2 goals quite late on, and Heracles falling to a 6th defeat of the season from 6 games. Not looking good for them, is it? Bas Sibam, former player, has come in as manager this season, and not a good start for him at all. And you then start to wonder how long he'll be in the job for. Meanwhile, for NAC, I think it's just as we expected. They'll get some wins at home, points at home, where they've got a fantastic home crowd. do go and check out that Braid if you've never been to the Netherlands, or it's a stadium you've never been to. Coming from behind and winning. Lewis Holtby again looking good in midfield.
Yeah, I don't remember when the last time Heracles had such a bad start. 6 games.
I think it was 2016-17 or something like that. There was a season where they had actually lost their first opening 7 games, and they stayed up.
So it has been a while. Yeah. It is, of course, too early to judge and say the team will be relegated, but they have to move fast and fix the problem. I don't think Heracles deserves to be in the second division. They should really stay in this division, but they need to make some changes in the team. While it was great for NAC Breda, a very important win for them that moved them to the 12th position. 7 points. It's an acceptable position for NAC Breda this season.
And then on Sunday, we have had a couple of the games. Like I say, we're recording this live straight after our Z3 Final 3. So I haven't actually had a chance to catch the games yet, but we can certainly discuss them a little bit with the day starting with an Overijssel derby. Pek Zwolle 0, Go Ahead Eagles 2. I did see the red card that Pek Zwolle had at the very beginning of the game. Where Montero, second minute, Montero planted his studs in the face of Matt Style, and people saying his Style was overreacting. But come on, man, he had the boot in his face. That is a red card.
That's what worries me about Go Ahead Eagles. They don't really have the quality to finish. But
they got the win. But they took them a long time, didn't it?
Yeah, but they scored the first goal in the 80th minute, against 10 players. And that's what worries me, especially that they will have a match in Europe this week also. So,
that's
what worries me. The team maybe defends well, but when it comes to attacking, that's the problem. But as you say, the team won. It's a very important win, of course. I hope that it boosts the spirit to make them play better in Europe this week.
I just think that with Go Ahead, they are a very talented team. Do work well together as a group. There's a couple of problems for me. They don't have enough players of quality. There are players on the bench that aren't really good enough, but they are extra fresh legs that seem to come on. Is that how I put it? They're like fresh legs rather than actual quality players. They have 13 or 14 players that you would say are starting players. I mean, if they have an injury at centre-back, they don't have another centre-back to come in and are then having to move players around to make it work. Kenzo Halmein's been a good little addition, though, on loan from Derby County. He played most games in the Championship last season and looked decent before in the Eredivisie. I think it's a nice little step for him to do well in Europe. Yeah, is it a good thing or a bad thing anyway that on Thursday they've got probably their most winnable game in the Europa League at home to FCSB? Got to win that if they're going to have a chance of going through. A bit like we saw with PSV having Union Saint-Gilloise at home in the Champions League. That was the first game was the most winnable. So let's just enjoy the season with Go Ahead Eagles. They're not going to be as good as last season. They won't repeat that. But they are missing their old manager. And Melvin Ball, who's come in, is okay. He's getting Go Ahead to play the same way as last season, albeit maybe a bit more defensively at times. But they just don't have the same magic as last season. But they've still got some nice players. I think Jakob Brum is a really talented attacking midfielder. They've got Edvardsen still, who has developed his game a lot over the past year. And some strong defenders too. The back four, the first choice back four, is of good quality. But it's if one of those four gets injured, then you've got a problem. Or fatigued, which is going to happen throughout the season.
I think they still have the quality to be in the top 10 at least this season. You know? Yeah, they do.
And one more game was between Heerenveen and NEC Nijmegen. 3-2 win for Heerenveen. NEC Nijmegen having first win for Heerenveen. Can you believe that? It's been that long for them to get there.
They have been struggling this season. They have been struggling big time, 5 matches without any wins. And not many people expected them to win, actually, today against Nijmegen, since Nijmegen is doing well this season. But I guess they did it. Now they are away from the relegation zone. But a team like Heerenveen usually finishes the league in the top 10, maybe, So this position is very bad for the team. It's a very important win. I just hope the team continues, starts from here, and take it with them for the next match to maybe also have a good result.
I mean, a big problem for them is they haven't kept a clean sheet this season so far. That was primarily, I think, until recently, because of the goalkeeper. I mean, Andries Noppert was making loads of mistakes. Klaverboer had another game today in goal, but still conceded 2 to NEC, who do like scoring lots and lots of goals. Yeah, that's probably the biggest reason why they've struggled so far. Just haven't kept clean sheets. They've looked good in some games. I watched them play against Groningen and had most of the chances, but they lost the game. They were okay against Feyenoord, held their own. But again, up against good opposition, did lose.
The problem is they will play against Utrecht next match. Both teams need a win. Utrecht fans are not happy. Heerenveen fans are not happy. Even after this win, they want continuous results. So that match is going to be really tough, I guess, for both of them. Yep.
Yeah, Utrecht away, Excelsior at home, Telstar away. They've got some good games coming up at home that they can get some points from. They'll be fine, Heerenveen, especially when they added Ringo Meerfield to replace the injured Levi Smans. They have enough quality. As for NEC, I mean, obviously I haven't seen much of a game that happened today, but another one where, like we said last week, they will they'll beat teams comfortably that they are better than. But then, away games or teams in the top half, their style of play is seeing them concede a lot of chances, and they're very open. So inevitably, they will concede goals and lose those games. Today, I saw that they had more defensive injuries and had to, play their only 3 defensive players really left, and some of them don't really fit the system they have. So perhaps why they lost.
Yeah.
Should we put up the Eredivisie table one more time, Abdul, before we finish today? Another entertaining weekend anyway, and the table started to take some sort of shape now. You can see that the teams that will be in that bottom 6 kind of area, I mean, Heracles probably there most of the season now. We've got the 3 promoted teams there. I'm sure Heerenveen will pull out of that area. But then you've got NAC and Pek Zwolle down there. Near the top, you've got the top 3. RZ are there. But then after that mid-table bunch, who is going to break free? Who is going to stay up there throughout the season? Like, could it be Groningen, NEC, Utrecht? Go ahead, Sparta, Twente. I mean, all of them are capable of having a decent season.
Yeah, I think Utrecht will fix the situation.
Yeah.
The team does have the quality. They do have a good coach. They will probably start, stabilizing and winning next matches. Not, of course, about AZ, they do have 1 more match in hand, so they could move to second, actually. We have only 3 teams that haven't lost this season yet, Feyenoord, Ajax, and AZ. It looks like we are expecting a very strong season.
I think the level of teams has gone up in that sub-top area and that mid-table area. And I think the top of the league just maybe had a little bit of quality shaved off it a little bit, if that's fair to say. You've got teams like Utrecht that are challenging in the top, but then mid-table teams are beating the likes of Utrecht this season, it looks like. There's a lot of stories, I think, to be written still in this season.
Yeah. Some teams, like, for example, Twente, if they keep developing, if they keep improving, they could also jump. They will not be in the second half of the table. So I think it's still difficult to judge what team will perform better, what team will compete. Maybe except for the top 3, I think it will still be Feyenoord, PSV, Ajax, and AZ will compete this season. They do have the quality. So it's going to be these 4 teams, most likely.
And then some stats that stick out for me. PSV conceding 10 goals already from their first 6 games. That's a very average record if you look at the rest of the league. What is going to change there with PSV? Is it just going to be a season of more of this? Do you see it suddenly changing and PSV going on a big run of winning games, doing well in the Champions League? Or does it get even worse maybe and Peter Bosz is under even more scrutiny and could even be moved on?
Fixing the problem. Boss has a serious problem in the defense. I'm sure he's aware of how many goals his team conceded this season.
Yeah,
And
and it
this is,
just
yeah,
doesn't feel right, does it? It doesn't feel like it has done with Bosch.
I don't think there is any team in Europe nowadays second in the table, and after 6 matches, they conceded 10 goals. I don't think there is any team like that. There is a serious problem with the team. So I don't know how he's gonna fix that, really.
If you look at the other stats as well, you got NEC Nijmegen scored 19, conceded 12, was an insane amount of goals in their game so far.
Yes, yes. Yeah. I mean, only few teams conceded more goals than PSV, and that's really scary. I'm really worried about the team. They still have so many tough matches coming up. They will face Bayer Leverkusen, I think, next match in Germany. So yeah, I just hope he can come up with the best defense line.
How do you think the teams will get on in Europe this week, Abdul, before we finish?
Utrecht.
I accidentally removed you from the screen.
It's okay, no problem. Let's about Utrecht, for example. Utrecht is gonna face
Lyon.
Let's talk about Feyenoord first, since they are playing on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, Feyenoord does have the quality to beat Braga, but Braga is a Portuguese team. It's always it's always tough to beat a Portuguese team. But on paper, I think Feyenoord is capable of winning, despite we are playing away. On Thursday, Go Ahead Eagles is playing FCSB in Holland. So I hope they win this match. The fans, the home ground, I think will play a big role in that. They do have the quality to defeat FCSB, and of course then Utrecht against Lyon, and that's a very tough match for Utrecht. They are going to play in Utrecht. Okay, they will use the home advantage, of course. It's an attacking team, and I know Lyon will not be sitting in the back and defending, so it's going to be an open match. I hope Utrecht can get a good result out of this.
Just looking at the fixtures and the teams that are the Dutch teams are facing, I mean, you've got Braga that have not done too well in the league so far this season, a lot of drop points for them, and they're normally, like ours, Alkmaar, at the top of that league, but just below the top three, aren't they, in Portugal? For Lyon, they've won a lot of games so far, looking quite good, a lot of clean sheets. The only game they lost was because they went down to 10 men. And then you've got FCSB, that Go Ahead Eagles are playing. They overcame Aberdeen, didn't they, in the European games so far? But also looks like they've been dropping points in their league as well. Some draws there. So yeah, the chances are there for Dutch teams, that's for sure. But no games easy in Europe, I think, for Dutch teams nowadays. But if they can do well and impress, that coefficient's long in for us, isn't it, to still be improved? And the Netherlands could certainly cement their place as sixth best league this season again.
We could witness 3 wins or 3 losses. It can go either way, So I hope it's the first case. We win the 3 matches. I really hope so.
All right, Abdul, we better stop anyway. We've done another 40 minutes. Another Eredivisie show. We hope people enjoyed this one. We haven't been putting out this on YouTube really so far. So if you do enjoy it, give us a like and subscribe to Football-Oranje if you're new. And I'll give another shout out as well to Football-Oranje scarves. We're getting towards a chilly autumn and the winter in the UK here in the Northern Hemisphere. So if you would like to get yourself one, the link is in the description on YouTube. And it's a way to support Football-Oranje. Thank you everyone that's been ordering a scarf so far. Available all around the world. They've double-sided as well. Nice orange and black colours. And, of course, you're sporting your favourite Dutch football podcast. So
I don't think it's about the weather. I think it's about your passion and the love for Oranje. I'm from Kuwait. We have summer most of the year. But yeah.
Still got himself a scarf.
Yeah. Having it is a pleasure. I don't have to wear it.
So yeah, if you can, that would be great. If you don't worry about it, just press like. But these scarves are still available around the world. We might even do a bit of a shift of them before the World Cup, which isn't very far away. But yeah, do get yourself a scarf if you want to keep warm over the winter and support Football-Oranje. We better go anyway. So thanks everyone for watching. And more from us soon. I mean, Feyenoord playing Villa. We'll do a preview podcast of that one. And we'll probably try and get a special guest on as well or two. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye-bye.